right, let's get started. Okay, so yesterday, you guys, I was teaching math, but Ms. Silverberg introduced our next standard, right?
Yes.
Which was
Point of view.
point of view. Good. Can anyone read? Did you guys get a little slip of paper? Yeah. Can someone read nice and loud to me what your new standard is? Landon, read the new standard nice and loud for me, please.
Reading literature standard 5.6. Describe how a narrator or speaker's point of view influences how the events are described.
Right on. Yep, exactly. So that's what we're going to be going over today is point of view. Now, in 4th grade, you guys kind of did something similar to this already. Can anybody tell me the different parts of point of view? Specifically, persons? Does that ring a bell to anybody? Aiden, what do you think?
How a certain person sees something, like in a story.
Yeah. Do you know what that's called? Do you remember? Okay. It's called first person. Does that ring a bell?
Yes.
Okay, so then what else is there?
Second person and third person.
There's third person.
No, second person is the
Second person.
and also you guys can talk with your second person.
Okay, guys, I want you guys, we're taking notes, so make sure everyone get out your notebooks, and we're going to open up to reading secrets. Sure. Or you could do it, well, how much sitting down? First person, second person, and third person. These all sound familiar to you guys, correct?
No.
No?
It's not second person is a thing, but
Right. It is a thing, but it's very rare when a narrator is going to use second person. But we're still going to talk about it. Okay?
second person.
Can we write this right below or?
That's right.
I did.
Yeah, I think that's fine, because I don't think we're going to be doing anything else with the standard right now. Okay? You guys see okay? A little bit. Okay, so first person, does anybody know what first person is or can describe to me how a narrator would be writing in first person? Jaden.
First person is basically we're looking right now in short. Basically, what the character.
So it's, okay, can someone elaborate a little bit, Sophie?
It's like their perspective of things.
Yes, so basically first person is what the narrator's point of view is, what feelings they're having, what attitude they're having, their perspective is first person. And when we're trying to find first person, we're looking for specific words like I. Does anybody have any other words that would be considered first person while we're reading? Colin.
Me?
Yeah. Can we add a few more? Kaylee?
Say.
That was probably
Not
the
quite.
third person.
Not quite. Kaylee, W.
Me?
Yeah. Let's try and maybe just one more. Peyton.
Myself.
Yeah. That would definitely be one because that would be you talking about it in first person.
So my?
Yes. My. And how about us?
Yes.
Okay. Second person, even though you guys haven't necessarily learned it, just because it's very rare when a narrator is going to write in second person, but it's when the narrator is speaking directly to you as the reader. Okay? Let's see if I can write that in there.
So in my book, A Series of Unfortunate Events, every like first couple pages has second person because it's always the narrator is always telling us to put the book down.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, because you don't want to see what's going to happen because
Yeah.
he's a terrible person. Thank you for sharing. That's right. Does anybody else have any second person independent books they're reading?
Percy Jackson.
Can you give me an example? When he's speaking directly to you in that book?
Yeah, sort of. I think it's when I can't remember.
Okay, well, I can come back to you, or if you think about it, raise your hand. Okay, narrator speaks to you as the reader. Okay, specific words to look for when you're finding second person would be pronouns like you. Any ideas on any other words that would be in second person? They're similar to you. Colin?
They?
No. What if we expand onto you?
Your.
There you go. Your. Hey, Jay.
She.
No. Somebody's speaking directly to you as the reader. So you, your, or you'll, like you will regret reading this next chapter, right, Landon? Go ahead. Possibly. I don't know. I'm running out of space here. I'll go back over here. How about just your? Okay. Yes, Howard.
Well, my book it has a mix between third and second person. Have you ever seen Choose Your Own Adventure books?
I have.
That's
Yes.
one.
I can see that, where you have to pick which chapter you go to or which page you have to turn to.
Yeah.
Choose your own destiny.
And it'll say, I usually read the ones about war, so like, oh, you surrender and you take part in your rifles and throw them in the woods.
Oh, okay. All right, now moving on, third person. You guys should be familiar with third person. Does anybody can anyone tell me what third person is? Like how would the narrator be speaking to you while they're writing? Sophie.
It would be more like, she said, he said.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So those are keywords to look for. Now, so when they're addressing like characters, right? So that would be right because it would be he or she or a character's name in the book.
Maybe and said. Would probably be one.
What said?
Yeah.
Well,
It could be first and third.
but that's not addressing a person, the word is said. That's just what a statement would be, right?
Okay. Because that could be first.
Yeah. They, I heard they. What else? Go ahead and shout out.
Them.
Okay.
Well,
Okay. Give me one more.
We. Well, not we.
now,
No, because we was back to like first person.
Oh, we have it.
Talk them together.
It,
Anybody at home?
it,
there,
It.
there,
it,
like they are.
Yeah, there, yeah.
Is.
There would work. And then how about,
It.
because we did he and she, how about his and her? We'll write it over. We have space. Can you guys see down here? His and her. So these are all key words when we're reading either a passage or in your book or even just a sentence where you can identify if it's first, second, third person. Okay? Everyone getting this written down? Riley? Jordan? Last one? Point of view can basically be, or is, the perspective of what the narrator is trying to tell you, what the author is trying to tell you. So I have this cool thing to share with you guys. Optical illusions are a good way to show what your point of view is, because everybody is going to see something different. So look at this picture.
Bunny.
And a duck.
Bunny. Oh, wow.
It says that it's a duck rabbit.
So is there a correct, is there a correct answer for this? Is it a bunny or is it a duck?
It's a
bunny.
It's no such thing as a duck that looks like that.
Okay,
It's a duck bunny.
possibly.
It's not a duck bunny because it doesn't have ears.
Back up here, guys. So, just as a point of view from reading the story, right? If you guys were the narrator, I mean, that could be a bunny or it could be a duck. And your point of view can change, and not necessarily everyone is correct. Okay? What about, I got one more picture. This one is pretty cool.
It's a bunny. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I saw a face.
Ah,
What? Hold on.
What? It's a face. It looks like it's a face.
Oh, the whole thing doesn't fit.
It's a face.
but-
It's a face.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a queen walking.
It looks like a face.
Yeah. You can see a face and you
How do
can
you
see
see a face?
Do you see the
a
face?
person
No,
walking.
now it knows
You
it
don't,
has a
Landon, maybe if you stand back, you
I
can see it then.
see two heads.
All right. Oh, now I can see it.
Yeah?
I
The
already
face?
see it like a
You
face.
see the face now?
Oh, I see the
You
face.
see it? Right.
You have to kind of squint.
Yes, Amy. Out here. I really wanted to read the book. Can you guys see this at home, or do I have to share it again? You guys see the book? Okay, thanks, Henry. Okay. I was hoping to read it aloud in class, but we couldn't find it at the library. So, okay. So while she is reading,
Voice is in the phone.
hold on. Okay, while she's reading, you guys are going to have a graphic organizer when she's done, so I really need you guys to pay attention. Now, this book is a picture book, but it's broken up into 4 different sections with 4 different voices, okay? So you're going to have to recognize the first voice and what they're seeing, okay? How they're describing the event, just like your guys' standard, right? So let's make sure we're facing that way. Colin? Yes, Kaylin?
My toothpaste fell out.
Oh, no way. Cool. Okay, do you need to go to the nurse for a box, or what do we do?
Yeah.
Do you need a box?
Ice cream.
Obviously.
Does she need a thing? No, we're gonna go to our group after breakfast in 10 minutes, okay? Plus, I don't want you to miss the book, Colin. Okay, ready? Eyes up front.
Anthony.
Because the story was complicated, and we are going to be working on this graphic organizer, and it looks maybe a little bit intimidating. We're going to take today, sometime today and tomorrow, and work in partners on completing it, okay? So what I'm asking of you guys, it's divided into each of the voices, okay? First voice, second voice, third voice, and fourth voice, just like in the book, okay? You have to identify who you think is speaking. How would you describe them? What is the speaker's point of view of the events? Which is going to be different for each voice, right? Because they all saw something different when they were at the park. This last question, how does the speaker's point of view influence the story? This question is a little more complicated. I want you guys to try your best, but because this story didn't necessarily have like a climax or any like falling action or any resolution, it was all them just seeing how they viewed how their day was at the park. This last question, there really isn't necessarily an answer for first, second, third, and fourth voice. Okay. So when choosing, so you're gonna do this in your reading secrets notebook, okay? 2 people working together, unless you have an odd number, I don't know. Please choose a partner that you know you are going to work well with. If you are gonna just goof off and not get anything done, then you guys won't get anything done, and then how will you know what you're doing next with point of view, okay? To reference back, the story is in Schoology, so you guys can go back. What I recommend is maybe listening to the first part of the story again, and then answering that first column, and then moving on to the second column, okay? We're gonna work on this for maybe like 20 minutes, okay? Because we're gonna do this, and then we still have picture of the day, read to self, and then at the end, I'm gonna give you guys a little exit quiz on first, second, and third person, okay? Group 1, any questions that you guys have? Are you sure? You guys are understanding your task at hand?